Welcome to a quick lesson on parallel lines and transversals. What is the topic we are dealing with today? The topic is as follows. When you have a pair of parallel lines and you have a transversal. A transversal is a line which crosses, it's a straight line which crosses both of those parallel lines. Now it could be any line, could be that line, could be this line, could be like that, could be like this, could be like that, doesn't matter. The point is it's a straight line, it's crossing the parallel sides. Then in this situation we have several special angles, okay? Several special angles. And that's really what we are learning today. Now there's three types of special angles. First of those is corresponding. Corresponding angles. Okay, that's the first type of a special angle. And corresponding angles, like let's label these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what it's referring to is that if you consider the yellow intersection, the yellow batch of angles, and then you compare that with, let's say, the green batch of angles, then in each batch of angles, there is an angle in the top left, 1 is in the top left, and so is 5. Hopefully you can see that 1 and 5 are in the top left of their respective bunch of angles. And 1 and 5 are corresponding angles. They are going to be equal because it's the top left. 1 is top left in the yellow bunch, and 5 is the top left in the green bunch. And they're equal. And you can see visually they're both obtuse, right? If you look at it. Look at this, it's obtuse, and look at this, that's also obtuse, and they visually look very similar as well. And so we can say 1 and 5, angle 1 is equal to angle 5. Now very similarly, 2 is on the top right in the yellow, like 2, this 2 over here is in the top right of the yellow bunch of angles. And what corresponds to that in the green? Have a look and then just try and have a go. So 2 is in the top right, and over here 6 is in the top right. And as I'm sure you can guess, visually as well, they look very similar. 2 and 6 are equal. We say angle 2 is equal to angle 6 because they're corresponding angles. The idea is the yellow bunch of angles and the green bunch of angles, like the yellow intersection, the green intersection, they are identical. They're identical. And so angle 2 and angle 6 is the same. Angle 4 and angle 8 are the same. And angle 3 and angle 7. And so as you can see, there are 4 equal angles. 4 angles which are corresponding. Okay, hopefully you've understood that. We are going to move on. That's corresponding. We've done corresponding. So now I'm going to do cointerior. And if you want, you can pause the video, rewind it, make sure you really understand it. Alright, we're now doing alternate. Let's do cointerior first. Cointerior angles. Now, same premises as before. Let's say you have, in fact, I'll draw a very similar diagram to what we had before. What did I have before? Okay. A pair of parallel lines, and you have a transversal. And once again, top left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is a cointerior angle? A cointerior angle, let's talk about the interior part first. Interior obviously means inside. if you look at this bunch of angles, hopefully you can see that this is on the inside. These are on the inside. 5, 6, and 3, 4 are on the inside. And 1, 2, 7, 8 are on the outside. Hopefully you can visualize that. Please leave a comment if you're not sure, but hopefully you can see that they're inside. You can think of this as like, I don't know. Yeah, they're inside. 1, 2, and 7, 8 are on the outside, okay? And co-interior means inside together. Inside together. And so 4 and 6 are on the inside and they are together in one basically area. And 3 and 5 are also on the inside together with each other. 3 and 5 are together on the inside with each other, and 4 and 6 are on the inside with each other. And so cointerior angles add to 180 degrees. And what angles are there? So angle 4 plus angle 6 equals to 180 degrees. And angle 3 plus angle 5 equals to 180 degrees as well. That's pretty much it. Cointerior angles add up to 180. And so, for example, if I told you angle 4 is actually equal to, I don't know, 120, let's say angle 4 is 120 degrees, then we can say, well, angle 4 is 120 plus angle 6, the both added together have to equal to 180 degrees. Now I can subtract 120 from each side, and angle 6 we can deduce must be 60 degrees. Angle 6 would have to be 60 degrees because both of these, 4 and 6, have to add to 180. And if that's 120, then that must be 60 in order to add to 180. So those are cointerior angles. Moving on to alternate angles. Now, alternate angles are related to cointerior angles in a certain way. Now, let's say once again you have parallel sides, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Then alternate angles. Alternate angles. Okay, alternate angles are as follows. Now, what I want you to do is pick, alternate angles are also going to be on the inside. Okay, so kind of like cointerior, except that let's say you chose 5, the cointerior angle would be 3, the alternate angle would be on the other side, on the inside, so it'll be 4. So alternate angle will be 5 and 4. Let's do another one. Let's say we pick 3, then the cointerior to 3 would be 5, but on the other side of 5 is 6, and that's the alternate angle. Okay, and alternate angles are equal. Alternate angles are equal. So if angle 3 is, I don't know, 70 degrees, then angle 6 must also be 70 degrees because they're equal. And yeah, that's alternate angles. Let's do some practice questions just so that we can see what type of questions what type of questions come up. So let's do some questions, and this is the first bunch of questions. Is each marked pair of angles corresponding, alternate, or cointerior? Well, what are these ones? Are they corresponding, alternate, or cointerior? Cointerior would be those two, but since it's on the other side, it's alternate. So I'm just going to write alt here. Over here, they're on the same. They're inside together. Cointerior. All right, cointerior. These are corresponding. This is the top left of this bunch of angles. This is the top left of this bunch of angles. So corresponding. Over here, they're on the inside together. Co-interior. Over here, it's kind of on the inside together, but it's on the other side, so it's alternate. And okay, this is an interesting one. For this one, because they're parallel sides, you might just want to draw, just draw it up a bit, just so you can see a bit clearer. And then hopefully you can see that they're on the inside together, so to speak. You can ignore that line, don't worry about that line. Okay, and you can extend this line as well. And so really, this is what you have. And then you have this angle and that angle, and those are cointerior. They're on the inside together. So cointerior. Okay, looking at the next bunch of questions. Look, you might want to pause and just give this a go yourself, and then come and check and see if your answer matches with my one. It's good practice, and you don't have to do any working out. Just do it in your mind, and yeah. So here I'll write down the cheat sheet, the thing you really need to know. Corresponding angles are equal, and cointerior angles add to 180, and alternate angles are equal. So step 1 is to identify is it corresponding, cointerior, or alternate, and then we use the fact that they're equal at 180 to figure out the missing value. So first of all, step 1, what type of angle are these? And it's an alternate angle because it's almost like being on the inside together, but it's on the other side. Hopefully that makes sense. And therefore, they're alternate angles. And alternate angles are equal, and therefore A equals 70. Over here, they're cointerior. They're on the inside together. Cointerior angles add to 180. So 180 minus 135. D is 180 minus 135, which is equal to 45. I'll double check that. 180 minus 135 is 45. And so 45. Over here, these are alternate angles, and therefore A is 61. Sorry. And these are corresponding. This is the top right of this bunch of angles. That's the top right of this bunch of angles. Therefore, M is 120, because corresponding angles are equal. These are cointerior angles. They add to 180. So P is equal to 89, I believe. Over here, these are cointerior, because those are the parallel lines. And look, anytime it looks weird, just extend the lines. It doesn't really change anything. And they're on the inside together, cointerior. They add to 180. So M will equal to 180 minus 68. And you can do it on a calculator, whatever that is. Let's not waste too much time. And over here, these are alternate angles. A is 61. And then A and B, because it's a straight line, so this is slightly different now. We're extending into some other properties of straight lines and triangles over here, I can see. Anyway, A and B is a straight line. Straight line angles add to 180. So if A is 61, then B is 180 minus 61. 180 minus 61. And A will be 61. 110 and C, they're cointerior. They're on the inside together. And therefore they're going to add to 180, and therefore C is 70 degrees. And C and D are vertically opposite. Anytime you have two straight lines meet, then the angles that are directly opposite each other are always going to be equal. They are vertically opposite. And therefore D is also equal to 70 degrees. And 115 and A are cointerior. They're going to add to 180, and therefore A is equal to 180 minus 115. Because they have to add to 180. And A and B are in a straight line, so they also add. Or, in fact, you can just use the fact that they are alternate angles. 115 and B are alternate. Alternate angles are equal, therefore B is 115. And over here, and this is getting slightly harder. I'll just do this question. I don't want to freak you out or anything. Just learn the basics first, I guess, and then try and apply some of the other properties as well. Okay, so over here, I'm going to find. First of all, there's a triangle here, okay? And the angles in a triangle add to 180. And so, 50 and 60 is 110. M must be 70. M is 70 degrees. Next thing, I'm going to just extend this line, and hopefully you can see that H and 60 are alternate. Therefore, H is 60 degrees. And 50 and G are alternate angles. You can extend the line, and hopefully you can see that they are alternate angles. There would be cointerior, so let me just wipe off the mess, and let me just try and go through it a little bit slower. So just imagine that you extend the lines, and we're trying to find G now, right? Now, thing is 50 and this angle there would be cointerior. Ignore this line, just ignore that line. Don't worry, imagine that line doesn't exist. This angle and that angle would be cointerior. But because it's on the other side, G is alternate with 50. And alternate angles are equal, therefore G is 50. And yeah, M was, I think, 70, H was 60, and there you have it. These are cointerior. They're going to add to 180. That's a straight line. So this angle is going to add to 180. So P is 100, and Q is 80, because it's also alternate. Q is alternate with 80. Remember, Q and P are cointerior, and because it's on the other side, 80 and Q are alternate and therefore equal. Okay, and over here, 89, vertically opposite means that's also 89, and that's corresponding to that, and therefore Y is also 89. So I hopefully that helped. Let me know if you need help with the homework. Best of luck.